Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We're going to bring others with us. So let's get it popping, let's get it cracking, and let's talk about Snowfall Season 3, Episode 1, R.I.P. Rest in power, John Singleton. Much love to you. Thank you for putting so many people on and giving them the courage to act and become actors in Hollywood and putting on hip-hop artists to make more money in business and actually showing people that you can garner, popularity by just being unique and actually making all these wonderful, beautiful movies that you made about the black culture, the black heritage. Really do appreciate you putting on so many different actors that we probably would have never known if it wasn't for you, John Singleton. And also getting your awards, all types of awards John Singleton has. I have done a video on John Singleton, so please check it out. So let's get started. I'm telling you, this episode was fire. I liked it. It was enjoyable. I was just like, damn, thank God. It's been at least 6 months since a show premiered, and actually the premiere was actually good. It was engaging. It left you wanting more, and that's exactly what this episode did. I was like, Franklin that came into his own. He is big time. He is popping. He got it going on, but he's also smart. He's also investigating Teddy, aka Theodore, aka CIA agent. He's investigating him too as well. He put Leon to be his underman, to be his right hand man too as well. Leon is doing his thing. He got more good. He got more solid. You really see the the military mind you see in Leon. Leon is actually he's like the protector. He's like, I'm gonna go get it type of dude. I know all the streetness. I know the area. I know everything that's going on because I know how people think and act that living in a criminal mindset that actually wants to do danger. So I got you on this, and he's actually ready. And he got Franklin's back like it ain't nobody's business. Franklin's still in love with the girl next door, but her father is going to get him and try to put him behind bars ASAP. And it's war between them two. I was like, OMG, it's going down. Then we got Claudia. She's over here doing the sticky icky. She's doing, the needle challenge. What's up with Claudia? Claudia had that big business and everything, and she's turned around and she's using substance that she can, I was like, oh no, Claudia. And then Claudia's after Franklin too as well. And then we have Theodore, aka Teddy, out here. His brother done had a heart attack because he was kidnapped by, the cartel. And basically, Teddy's trying to, he has infiltrated his way to the Medellin, cartel, and basically he's doing it all in the name of the government. It's like Teddy thinks that everything that he's doing, everything is okay because he's doing it for the people, he's doing it for the country, but he's really actually doing it for himself because you have the president, Ronald Reagan, at the time that didn't care, didn't want nothing to do with this, was like, he didn't want nothing to do with the secret operation because, he wanted to keep his nose clear. If you check out the Pablo Escobar, documentary, basically by the FBI agents and the feds and all the, spiders or black something they used to call the military back over there in Panama, Mexico, Argentina, and somewhere else. But it's just crazy with that situation with how Teddy is actually bringing the stuff over to the United States, putting it in the hood. The black people getting arrested, but the Mexican gangs don't get arrested at all because they have protection from the CIA. Crazy. Franklin always said in every episode, not every episode, but he said in each season, the game is rigged, the game of life is rigged, and that's why he chose the way he's going now. So I was like, OMG, it's going down. And then we have Jerome. He got himself a whole new business going on. His apartment looks nice. His house looks nice. I was like, Jerome, his outfit, Jerome and Lou, they basically dress like back then in the 80s. I'm like, they just have it down packed like it ain't nobody's business the way they are dressed. And then on top of that, you have Lucia, she's MIA. She's still hiding. She's still somewhere, but she's going to come back. She's going to come back with a vengeance. Then on top of that, we got Gustavo makes an appearance, and Gustavo's is a bouncer. Gustavo basically is trying to get back to Lucia, and Teddy's offering him a way to get back to Lucia by getting close to her family. I was like, it's going down, baby. So let's get into it. So you have, the cop next door which is, you know, the guy that's going to be after, you know, Franklin from now on. Basically, he's chasing down, you know, somebody trying to make a sale, a deal. And basically, the lady jumps in the car. The customer, she jumps in the car, basically to get her money because the dude got scared because he seen the popos, he seen the police, and she's riding in the car. Her legs is outside the car because she was trying to make a deal while the driver was sitting in the car, and so she you know, dived into the car and everything like that. And then, you know, she fell off the car, but she got her lifeline right there, and she was on the ground doing her lifeline, baby. It is what it is. And then we got Jerome. He's getting ready for his opening and everything like that. And he looks good. I'm telling you, he looked like the 80s. He got it down packed, the way he talks, the way he acts, the way he moves. I was like, go Jerome. And so they're having a grand opening. Then we got, you know, Franklin and his mom, you know, basically working together. His mom is a part of Franklin's business because she better know what's going on with him and not to know what's going on with him, because maybe she can guide him. Maybe she can, you know, teach him or, you know, protect him in some type of way, because she thought she was going to lose him if, you know, Theodore, aka Teddy, didn't get him out of jail. And on top of that, you know what? She knows the game is rigged too as well, because she was struggling, working, doing everything, God knows what, you know, basically try to keep food on the table, evicting people. You know, she was working for this guy that was Jewish, that was treating her not so good, treating her just like, you know, trash and everything like that. And then just hard working, because back then, you know, they'll just tell you, no, we don't want to hire you, we don't want nothing to do with you, we don't want you in our neighborhood, burn down your house, burn down your business, arrest you, whatever. Today they have all types of applications and protocols so they can deny you. But back then, the game is rigged now and rigged then too as well, but they got just a new system, the way they deny you, and you don't get, you know, you can't create generational wealth. But Franklin's not trying to get all the girls and have all the nice clothes and stuff like that. He is trying to buy property, and property is wealth, baby. Because that's the last thing. They're not making more land. You know what I'm saying? They're making more cars. They're making more everything. Then we have Leon. He's over here and he got the projects. He got a lockdown. He's in control of it. He's outside getting a haircut, getting ready to go. And he looks like the 80s too as well. I mean, and he's a good actor too as well. Like, this cast is actually just excellent, the way they carry on. And Leon, you believe that Leon is this gangster. You believe that Leon is this strong. You believe that Leon knows what he's doing, and basically, you know, he ain't nobody to mess with, because at first they was young, they was just playing around, and then it got serious, and then the people's lives got lost, so then they tightened up their circle straight up. So then moving on from that, we have, you know, Teddy. He's with, you know, the detective that basically was trying to bring down Lucia and Gustavo. Now she's working along with Teddy, because if she doesn't work along with Teddy, she's gonna snitch and tell. And basically, because she's still part of the DEA, and so he's meeting with the cartel. Basically, the cartel guy wants to make a club. They're doing business and everything's going well, whatever, but it's gonna cost some money. And this guy wants to go into business with Teddy and believes Teddy got all this money. Teddy does have all the money, but he also sends some of the money back to the government and to the other governments in the foreign countries, so they can get foreign countries like Nicaragua and all them other places, so they can have you know, artillery and all types of stuff like that to defend themselves in the war, because America has an interest in what's going on over there, because they want that land too. That's why land is actually wealth. So it is what it is with this situation. So then moving on from that, we got Jerome. He's partying. We seen Peaches is in the building. That's what happened. You know, Peaches is in charge of security too as well. But back then, like, a lot of guys got, you know, out of Vietnam. Some of them came back home clean. Some of them didn't. And some of them got into the street game and basically, you know, can help with, you know, the Crips, the Bloods, and other people coming up like Franklin too as well. But they had discipline, and they also had pride and respect too as well. But it changed once you brought crack in the neighborhood, and the government actually brought the drugs over, because everything that is described when it comes to the government, when it comes to the CIA and all that other stuff coming over, is actually true. Half of Franklin's life is true as well, but you know, they throw some little salacious part like having a girlfriend, kissing, hugging, and all that other stuff. But a lot of this stuff is actually accurate, especially if you do the research and the history to it as well. So this is why this is such a damn freaking good show. So then moving on from that, we got Franklin. He see his boo thing at his uncle's party, grand opening. And so, you know what? She was like, I'm going to college. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that with my life. You know what I'm saying? And he's happy for her, because he wanted that same dream, but he realized it's just too difficult. You're never really going to make it. And on top of that, you know, he was going through so many different huddles just to get there. And, you know, the CIA knocked on his door. and he got hooked up. He got into the business, basically. And if it wasn't going to be Franklin, it was going to be somebody else, because this is what the government put. This is what the government designed. This is not like the government just said, oh, okay, crack in a black neighborhood. They knew what the chemicals, how crack really affects black people, because we have melanin. So the crack is like melanin almost, and it's like almost sunlight to a lot of black people. That's why you see more black people addicted to crack, even though it's a part of, the race thing too as well. Like, people that are in upper class, they smoke, they use cocaine or whatever, blah, and the third, because it's more expensive, and crack is a cheap form. But also the way that crack is cooked and made, and how it develops in that chemical form, it actually does something to black people. That's why they are most addicted to it. This is what a scientist explained to me a couple of years ago, and just talking about the science and the metaphysics behind crack and how it was invented. This was years ago, so don't quote me from word talking about. So we have that situation. So she was like, I'm going to school and shit like that, and basically I'm gonna have to get a job and work. And see, like, it's like you're gonna have what to try to survive when you go out of state to college, especially in California. You're gonna work 3-4 jobs and then try to make the good grades, while you see other people with generational wealth that has been built off of slave and drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, and you don't have a fair shot at basically beating the system. And so Franklin was like, yo, let me take care of you, baby girl. I got racks on racks. I got stacks on stacks. He pulled out a wad of money, was like, yo, you need to focus on school. So he knows the importance of school and knowledge and education, because there was once a girl that was like becoming an attorney that Franklin was kind of talking to, but she kind of like disappeared. So she was actually the social worker that was actually helping out Franklin's father to get out the hospital, because he ended up getting attacked by the police. So we have that situation. But who's lurking? Daddy's lurking. The popo, the police daddy, he's lurking, and basically he's watching. Now he's upset, and he's gonna get at his daughter, but he's gonna get at Franklin, because he thinks Franklin is the one that is changing her, and Franklin is the one that's going to destroy her, mess her up, and he ain't no good, and he's a bad guy. Even though this cop did the same thing, and the community that he's policing, his bosses and his people over him, like the CIA, the FBI, the DEA, and the government and the president at the time, is putting the drugs into the community to make money, so they can fund a war, to send guns to another country so they can fight, so they can get some land. You know what I'm saying? So, miss me with all that bullshit, baby. So then we have Teddy brother. He has a heart attack at his young age, being very healthy, because when he was kidnapped by the cartel at one point in time that Teddy was doing business with, they made him get high and high and high and high and high and high, and he just had a heart attack. I was like, damn. And so then we get cop. He's coming after, Franklin's girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Coming after her and asking her questions, and she's lying. She ain't telling the truth. She's like, I was skating. I went ice fishing and blase in the third. But no, he saw you over there at, Uncle Jerome's place. And so now his daughter's lying to him. So now he thinks Franklin got something to do with it, and he's going to lose his daughter. So basically he had to take down the devil. To him, the devil is Franklin, not the people he's working for. So he think in his mind, he's thinking he's doing the best thing. And in Franklin's mind, Franklin thinking he's doing the best thing as well too as well. But it is what it is. So we have this situation. So now he's going to get Franklin, because now he sees that his daughter has been compromised, and she's lying to him, and he knows that Franklin, she likes Franklin, and anything can happen between them. He gonna stop it, baby. Daddy gonna get in the way. Then we got these other dudes. They're sitting out here. They're peeping the squad. They peeping the spot. They're speaking They're peeping. They're peeping everywhere. Basically watching, Leon and stuff like that, because they want want to get that money. They want to get that cream. They want that cheddar. They want that paper, and they try to catch themselves a lick and try to rob, Leon. And then on top of that, rob Franklin. And so they out here. The dude in the backseat don't want no part of it. He didn't even know what's going to happen. They tell him to be the getaway driver. They see the ice cream truck pull up, it's Franklin people with the money and with the stash. And so they're like, okay, now we got it. We got this lick or whatever. And so here goes the ice cream truck pulling up to the hood. So they get out the car like they Billy Badass, right? They got they got the tools, they got the metal in their hand. Basically, it was big and shiny. I was like, what's going on? And so then none other than Leon comes out with his boy. Scoop, pop, pop, boom. It's over. It's done with. That's why Leon is the assassinator. Let me tell you, I was like, it caught me off guard. I thought something, because Franklin and Leon been going through the most, even with Kev, the most. with people testing him and coming for them or whatever. So I was like, oh, it's gonna already start off like this. Now it's showing you that, Leon is trained now. Leon is really smart, and it has a lot to do with him just growing up and seeing everything that's around him in his environment, and also Peaches being in there because he's the one that just came back from war. Even though he's funny and goofy looking, D-Ray Davis in the building. So we have this situation. So now this is Leon's old girlfriend that he tried to save and get her off drugs. He locked up in the house for 24 hours. She's supposed to be clean and straight. No, she's over here with the rival. She's over here with Man Boy, whatever, a Jewel with Man Boy, and basically the other dude that was the getaway driver, but he didn't want to be the getaway driver. He let them know, he let Man Boy and the girl know, hey, listen, the other two dudes, they're gone. They went to go see Jesus. And so you got this situation. So she's like scared because she knows what stuff. She knows how Franklin wanted her gone. So we have that situation. So we have that unlocked. And so basically she was like, yo, you don't understand, that's serious. Oh my goodness. And so this is when Man Boy was like, give me all the information. I want to know everything about him. I want to know about Franklin. I want to know about Auntie Liu. I want to know about Jerome. I want to know about Leon. Everything, the insides out of what their business is. She knows a lot, and she knows the houses, and she knows, I don't know if actually Leon is living in the same house that he locked her up, and Franklin moved somewhere else, but he knows where Franklin mama lives at. I mean, she knows where Franklin mama lives at, and she also knows where Jerome lives at, and probably Leon, and she knows where Leon lives at too as well, and his people. So she's gonna get some intel, some details. And so we get Franklin. He meets up with none other than Theodore, aka the CIA agent, basically Teddy. And then this is so important because if you listen to any of the conscious people in the community from back in the day, like they got videos on YouTube and they're elders of the community, they'll tell you about drugs being brought in the community, where they used to put it on a train track or put it in an empty cargo train pallets or whatever, put it there, and then people would come over and find out what was in there. And then that's how a lot of guns got into the hood or whatever, because the people were too poor to afford guns. Guns have always been expensive. So even my mom told me this story too as well. And then you have the train track where the DEA agent, where the he could be a DEA agent, but he's actually CIA, beating up with one of the biggest drug dealers in the hood near a train track. So this is the focus they put on the camera. This is the focus they put on the story, how important it is to detail. If you know the history, the train tracks is where they dropped off so much artillery and drugs for people in the poor, impoverished community to go get. And people was running like it was Christmas. There's even some rappers that are from LA will tell you the story too as well, and I think they have in the past. But you can actually search YouTube and you can see the documentary on, say, FBI agent, drugs in California, drugs in LA, put in by, the FBI or the government. You'll see the document come up with 2 former FBI agents explain what they did, and they used to drop off on a train track and then empty cars. But this is just like crazy that they shot the CIA agent, the biggest drug dealer, right at the train tracks where they used to drop the drugs off. So this is so good with detail. I love this damn show. And let me tell you, this show has the best music. They play the best music. This show and Ballers and this show got the best music, the best soundtrack for each episode. And so you got Franklin standing right by the train tracks by himself, dirt hill, the way people used to describe it and the way people did describe it, and even the FBI agents is right, and it takes place right. They're giving you a shot, but they're not showing you people running to the train tracks, but they're showing where drugs was taking place and transaction with the police and the community was taking place. Between the Teddy and actually Franklin. So that shit was just crazy. I caught that. I was like, OMG. And so we got Franklin. He's with his mother, but he's not too good right now. He's not feeling too good about the situation because he feels like the conversation that he had with, Teddy, that, basically he stepped over his boundaries when he asked Teddy, like, because Teddy wanted to raise the price to $15,000 a key. And, Franklin was like, why so much? And Teddy's trying to explain, the government, the arrest, all types of stuff going on, and inflation and the war and all this other stuff. And so Franklin was like, I thought you was immune to that. And so, Teddy was like, what you mean I was immune to it? What are you talking about? You know what? If you think you know anything, you think you got anything, you step anything, you do anything, you know what's going to happen. You'll be right behind bars. The only reason why you out here is because of me. And that's because he hit a nerve. He struck a nerve. And Franklin know he struck a nerve. And Franklin know that there is something going on. That's something that, ain't peaches and cream, because how he get him out, he just ain't no regular drug dealer. So why you raising the prices? Because Teddy now has to fund the club. And he don't have Lucia, and he doesn't have Gustavo basically using their factory and their portal and their pipeline from Mexico to California, and their fruits and vegetables that they be selling and shit, their cargo. So if Franklin's at home, you see all the dude knows: clothes, women, and shoes. And Franklin got all the shoes, but Franklin, the way Franklin locked all them doors, like he's in a safe haven, like he's away, like he can actually be free, can actually think, he can actually rest, but he's still in fear too as well, because all them damn locks and that big ass door, like it's like a blockage, like he's trying to block the outside world from him. And this is his safe haven where he don't have to worry about anybody, because his mama just told him, listen, Franklin, you said that you can take care of everything, you say you can do everything, you say you got everybody's back, so if something ain't right, you need to tell us. If you can't help, if you can't protect us, and you said Teddy was going to protect us, what's going to happen? So now all the weight is on his shoulder, you know what I'm saying? But he's not in the hood no more, but he's trying to stay away, he's trying to isolate himself, but he got to go back out there in the streets. And then he does his studying, his research on what's going on with the government, what's happening with war, what happened with shipment drugs, all types of stuff that have to do with Teddy, that he's doing research, because he doesn't even know Teddy's real name yet. And so it is what it is. But he knows there's something going on, and basically trying to protect himself. I wish he had a tape recorder and a video camera and record him and Teddy doing transactions. So when Teddy actually snitches on, Franklin, he'll actually have evidence that the government put him up to his entrapment. So now we have none other than D-Ray. We have, Jerome, Auntie Liu, Uncle Jerome, and then we have Franklin, and then we have none other than Leon, basically as a knock at the door. And guess who at the door? Man boys at the door. Man boy with his boys got, tried to run up on Leon, and they got dealt with. So now he's basically trying to make the first move, trying to swash everything and make everything good. But basically that's a move that Franklin would do. So Franklin kind of probably sees that in him, kind of admires that a little bit too as well. But he ain't to be trusted, because he wants to take over that territory. He wants what Franklin has. And then basically, if he offered the person, he sent his boys out there to do that deed, basically, you know what I'm saying? Now he's trying to make it all good with Franklin. Say, I'll give you the driver. Franklin was like, I don't need the driver, I already got this. And Leon is ready to just attack. He's a pit bull, he's ready to go, baby. I was like, hey, Leon. And so the young dude, he walks in, man boy, he's talking all this game. Oh, pretty lady, what are you fancying yourself around these undesirables? And then so this is when Uncle Jerome was like, hey, you little young boy, hey, little boy, you get the point. I was like, and so basically he's saying that he'll get all his material off of Franklin, and he'll give him, the driver, the getaway driver's address. Franklin was like, well, how do you think I don't already know that? Because Franklin's already put a mission out there to put people on this dude too as well, man boy and his people. So Franklin, the dude was like, I'll do business with you. And Franklin was like, 24 hours you could be gone, everybody could be gone from your whole crew, nobody won't know anything. And the dude was like, I'm trying to offer you an olive branch so you don't take me. And so Franklin wants to know how he found out about that truck. That's the thing. How he found out about the stop, the delivery, everything. And that would be from Leon's girl. So Leon, get your girl. And so now we got Teddy. He's back at home with his brother, and their father ain't getting along. Teddy got issues. You know what I'm saying? He thinks like following the government and the American flag is standing right behind, Teddy, because that's all he believes in, the government. He left his family behind, left his father behind, really. And then, his brother got a heart attack, and he gonna leave him behind because he's on duty. He's act like he's in a war. He thinks he's really saving the world. He didn't save nothing. Drugs got even worse today. But this is what they put into these people that work for the CIA, that work for the government, that they're just diehards, And the father was like, yo, you brought your brother back. He's sick. He's been through everything. He's been through Vietnam. He's been through war. He's been jumping out of Kuwait. I mean, he's been in planes. He's been everywhere. And you bring him back. He's dealing with you now. He had a heart attack. He can't even walk now. He needs help now. You gonna leave and bounce? Teddy was like, I got some money for you, son. I got some money for you, Dad. And he was like, you're unbelievable. What are you gonna do? Go push some papers? I was like, Daddy's a trip. So moving on from that, Jerome, he gets his business broken the next day, but it was none other than Claudia. Claudia did the damn thing, and so basically, Auntie Liu, she got to tell, Franklin what's going on. Like, listen, it wasn't anybody that we beefing with right now. It was Claudia. You know what it is. But I didn't tell Jerome. He was like, you didn't tell. She was like, nah, because Jerome being there trying to, take her life and all this other stuff. So boom, bada bing. And so she was like, she's going to handle it. Auntie Liu and Franklin, they have one of the really closest, tightest bonds. And Franklin trusts her the most. And she loves Franklin. She believes in Franklin. And Franklin believes in her. And they love each other. And they're tight. And they both have the same mindset. They ain't went for the dumb games and the stupid stuff, and they know what's at stake, and they don't see all the glitter and the gold. But you know what, when Franklin was out here, he didn't really have nobody to turn to. He really didn't know what to do. His uncle was getting on his nerve. He had Auntie Liu. So Auntie Liu is number 2. Auntie Liu is like number 1. She's like number 1. You know what I mean? She's like number 1 with Franklin when it comes to this business. And then I would say Leon, and then I would say Jerome. Leon and Jerome, but he respects Jerome. He loves Jerome too as well. But Jerome be messing up, but that's his uncle. That's his blood. That's his family. And when nobody else had his back, his uncle came to have his back too as well, even though he was scared to do it. But Auntie Liu had to get Uncle Jerome to get involved, right? I believe it was something like that. Well, let me just stop. And so we get on to Gustavo. He's working at the bar, getting beat up and getting jumped and stuff. He's the wrestler. I was like, oh boy, Gustavo's still in love. Gustavo was trying to get some. Gustavo was offered some kitty cat, and he turned it down because he thinks Lucia is coming back. Teddy needs Lucia. Teddy needs Gustavo. He was like, basically, you sitting around here waiting for Lucia to come back. If she's not coming back, then why you still here, baby? Why you still sitting here? Why you working in the bar getting yourself beat up every night? What I need you to do is get them pipelines open for me and go talk to Lucia's family and get a connection, and I'm going to help you with that. And if you want her back, Lucia's going to find you because she's going to know you back in business. Like, you didn't fall when she was going. You didn't run. You didn't hide. And Lucia loves the business. She loves the business, and she got some get back. She got some get back, baby. And so now we have Auntie Liu. She goes to see Claudia, her old girlfriend, or whatever, whatever she does. But now Claudia's on drugs, and then Claudia, to call her truth for a minute because she done broke Jerome's, business window down. She wants, Auntie Liu to, basically take a needle and put it in her arm. I was like, oh Lord. Auntie Liu, I wouldn't have been able to do it, but Auntie Liu is trying to get peace because she still got love for Claudia, but she knows that things are on the line because Franklin ain't gonna take too more. You busting this, distracting, his soldiers, his people, his family, because now he got a real war going on, baby. And so we got Franklin. He's in a call with his girlfriend, because he love her. And the father's basically saying that you're poison, you're killing the community, and I used to be like you, and I'm not gonna be like you anymore. I couldn't sleep at night. How can you sleep at night with all the things that you do? Look at this trash. Look what you put out here in this community. Look what you have doing to your own community. And basically this is what, he is saying. And Franklin was like, you're working for the white man. You're working for the devil, the one that oppressed us, the one that, tear up our communities, spray us with water, the police department that, put us behind bars and lock us up unjustly, that broke down the Black Panthers, which Franklin's father was involved in. So Franklin ain't trying to hear it. The father ain't trying to hear it, but the father said it's war now because you mess with mine and you don't got too big. And so this is in Franklin's back of Franklin's mind. He is big. Now he's having people coming for him, and this guy's coming for him and basically threatening his mother, his auntie, his uncle, his whole business. So is Franklin going to take him out, or is Franklin going to have to deal with him as a parasite on and off? Like every time something's going wrong, here comes Uncle Daddy. I mean, here comes the Popos. Here come LAPD finest. We have none other than Leon. He finds the getaway driver, take care of that situation. And then we have, Auntie Liu. Basically, she comes home after dealing with Claudia and doing that D with Claudia. She gets on Jerome. She just hugs him and she's sad and she's crying. I thought for a moment that she took Claudia's life, but I guess not. I don't think she wants that type of heat. And so Franklin is getting threatened. And so Franklin is just looking like, damn, I got the world on my shoulders. He didn't have it. He didn't had it easy or had a break or really ever celebrated even making an ounce of money, because every time he made money, something horrific happens. Peace and my one love to all my peeps and my people. R.I.P. Rest in power, John Singleton. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and watch the TV show. Peace. I'm out. One love.